Welcome to Aquatico. My name is Nilaus, and this is a brand new game that came out yesterday on Steam. According to the Steam description, it says the following. Aquatico is a survival city builder set within the depth of the sea. Strategically build an underwater city atop the ocean floor and face the challenges that accompany an oceanic life. So we are looking at a typical post-apocalyptic world that your meteor has hit the world, and we now have a rebuilt civilization at the bottom of the sea. And there are some glaring idiosyncrasies in this game, such as the fact that they refuse to do any work unless they get all the amenities of modern life, despite the fact that modern life doesn't exist anymore. But, I mean, we can overlook the fact that you can carry a rocket silo in your pocket in Factorio, so why not in this game as well? These kind of things. We're going to be playing this, and if you are interested in seeing more, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, so I know that there is a continued interest for me to continue this series. Let's dive in and take a look at what it has to offer. And we are now in the game. So what we're doing here is we are seeing the map. We are playing on the wasteland map. And the first thing we need to do is build our subsurface base. And this is the fertile ground, the green, and the blue is just nothing. And then we have some oil area here. We have some can't build, and we have some ore-rich areas, I guess. So we just need to build it somewhere. It's not particularly important where or what or why or how we build it. We just need to just throw it down somewhere. So now we are welcome Sea Mayor to our Undercity of the Path. There we go. Leading an underwater colony is a great responsibility, but we at New Atlantis have no doubt you can handle it. Going underwater is our last chance of survival, since the asteroid hit made the surface uninhabitable. Focus on production of plastic for construction, fuel for heating, and food for the people. The cold winter currents will strike soon. Build a beacon of civilization and give hope to mankind in these hard times. Build a gatherer place to collect basic food. Build a sponge collector to gather sponge. You will need it to produce plastics. Build an oil platform and fuel refinery to provide heating. Build a plastic factory. You'll need plastic for further construction. I also think there's something they're missing here that should be here is you might want to get some oxygen, because people like oxygen. And that's easy to forget. So gatherer, sponge, oil, fuel, plastic. Good. Right, so how does this game work? Well, it is a city builder like many others. It's just at the bottom of the sea. We have two different kinds of workers. We have the drones. They are droning around here. I'm just going to go everything on speed 2. And then we have two people, humans here. Two engineers, and they are available. So we can look at the very much top down, or we can look a little bit closer. And we have all of the usual build menus over here. You can see we can build some domes. This is where there are basically two levels. We can build on the ground floor. That's where we have industries. Let's not go at double speed when we're not doing anything. Or we can build in domes. This is something we do a bit later, where we get the housing for people to come in. Over here we have public buildings such as depots for construction or for distribution of goods. Let's actually build one of those. Let's build one of those immediate, because that's where things are being distributed to and from. Actually, now that I think of it, I don't think I want to build that, because I think that it's this one actually counts as a depot. So let's not do that. Production buildings, this is where we have a ton of production buildings. The sponge collector is the first thing we want to build, and you can see our resource utilization here. You can see it goes up to 125. We're going to be building it. This is close to our oil area. We can get this overlay over so we can kind of get a sense of where it is. This seems like a great place to build it. So we built a sponge collector down here. And what you will see is, let's go here. We will see that they will be bringing in the sponges in here. And do we have sponges? Yeah, we have a little bit of sponges. That's what we're going to use for a lot of... that's kind of our basic material. We can build an oil platform, a fuel refinery, and a plastic refinery also just now. But I think that's a bit too premature. Then let's get this overlay out of the way. What we also can do is research, and this is also super important. This research tree is absolutely ginormous. There's no research tech lab or anything like that. We can just start building it when we have the credits. Credit is a kind of a difficult resource to get, because you can only get it from income tax and a few other sort of taxes as we get a little bit further. So it's hard to get more of this. So use it wisely. We are going to start working on the tidal turbine. That's just basically a windmill under the water, and an oxygen generator. Very nice to have that as well. And then we can sort of go further over here. What I want to, based on my experience, I really feel that stuff like property tax and subsurface base 2 are things we really want to get going as fast as possible. We have our very first building down here, and we can also go onto the food. We can do a gathering place. This one is just gathering random stuff. I'll build it next to this place. Actually, we should probably get it over here. Why are you not happy? 0% efficiency. We are going to go that here. There is one button you need to press. If you go in the jobs board, you can see all the different kind of drones. Drones will take one of these jobs. We have 2 idle drones. Two idle workers, yes. And they can have all of these jobs. And down here we have the drones. We have 11 drones, and we will click this button. Always click this button immediately. That will take care of the automatically assign. The one thing that to note is that it will not assign all of them. So if you have like less than 5, 6, it won't assign here. It'll be because it wants to keep some idle drones. Idle drones are taking care of logistics of the base. Fisherman's hut. This doesn't need to be anywhere particular, so we just throw it down here for reasons unknown. Just throw it down here. It doesn't seem to do anything, and that will just need to be next to something else. We're gonna start to sort of have this area up here as our main building area as we progress with the base. So we are getting this one slowly built. What you can see over here is that one of the workers is coming in. This is one of the idle drones. We can also go over here and gather resources from the bottom of the floor here, like that. What you should be mindful of is that when you queue up these commands, they will happily go in and do this, but build priority is not really a thing, so they will happily do all of this. And if you just find all the stuff that's lying around, then you end up just issuing too many build commands, and then too many gather commands like I've done now. And that means when you need to get someone in here to construct things, they won't do it because they're going to be stuck out here just bringing back and forth, because it seems to me that they are sort of lining it up in sequence rather than anything else. What do we have here? Workers en route from HQ. That is nice. We like more workers. We can see up here, these are the resources we have. We have some credits. Credits. We have to make sure that we keep researching these kind of things. They are super important to keep researching. The credits, that's our money. We have some food. We need to make sure that everyone has some food. This is a bit complicated. Right now they need one variety of 1 on the food tier 1. So on the top part here, the top third of it, this is the only thing we need to deal with right now. We just need 1 type of food. We have mussels, small fish, and I think it's sea snails. Those are the ones that we can gather from the gathering place, I guess. And then once we have this, what was this actually called? Fisherman's hub. Then we also get small fish. Low space in stock. We are just simply accruing too much in our stock. We will accept. A few new people will have. Okay, that's excellent. We want 2 more new people, but let's also get a depot. Where do we want it? Depots are kind of interesting because things will only be brought from a depot into any of these locations. So anything you have will be brought from the production facility to the nearest depot, and from the nearest depot to the location. That means that if you have depots, you need to make sure that the distance from any depot to your facilities are not too far. What is too far? I don't know. We have to find out. But you're also then resources available at all locations. So it's not like you bring some plastic in here, then you have to bring it to another. No, if you could bring plastic in here, you can extract it from another depot somewhere else. That's kind of nice. So then we have the issue that this one is not going to get built because plastic and iron. We are probably having our drones coming over here. They are probably just issuing commands for this. This is plastic getting picked up, so they'll be a little bit busy on this. We can start laying the foundation for some of the other things and focus on oxygen factory and drone factory, or battery factory, or oil emporium, or there's a million things. So the blue ones are new tech. The slightly different kind of blue-greenish is a global buff. And then we have some other ones. This is a special one, subsurface base, and this one, greenish one, is it's an edict in Captain of Industry, but it's called a directive here. You can apply some of those. Let's see. So we want a battery. No, let's continue down this path here. We want a drone factory. All right. So we have less space here, and again, we now have the issue we have here. Pay attention to no houses for people. We're kind of aware of that. I am going to issue some stop gathering here, and maybe stop gathering half of that, a little bit more than half there, and that is this stone and this is iron. Yeah, I don't think we need stone right now. All right, so they are coming out here and they are gathering stuff. That means we need to get a place where they can stay, and they can only live in domes. So we need to build our first dome somewhere. Let's have a beautiful view here overlooking the abyss, so that they get the sense of doom and dread from being close to the abyss. There. This is a huge thing, and you can then press tab, not yet, but once it gets built, you can press tab, and then it can go in and out. Now this thing here will need some of the stuff here, like electricity, it'll need some fuel for heating, and it'll need oxygen. We have none of these, so let's actually get stuff done with this. What is up with you? You are missing sponges. Okay, so you miss sponges in order to do that, but that's probably again because I've sent all of my resources out here for gathering. I do need to do some kind of gathering, but maybe not this much. We're waiting for this one to complete, and this was the depot, so we can slowly start working on the next part. And drone factory got done. Sea Hunter Lodge. I think I want to just go straight down the middle here until we get the property tax and subsurface. Those are the ones that will help me the most. So we need housing, we need oxygen, we need water. No, not water. Water is the only thing we don't need in this game. So let's see. We now have researched the things, so we have a production. We can actually get some tidal waves here, and I'm actually gonna let's build them over here. This just needs to be a bit out of the way. It doesn't serve any much of a that sucks. It doesn't serve much of a purpose, so we can build a few of these. It doesn't need to be much, but it will need to get a. This is where the logistics part of it comes in. They need a pipe. This pipeline is magical. It can transport oil, fuel, oxygen, and electricity. So any of these things can be transported. So everything needs to be connected to a single network of this. So I will just do a magical line like so. And it's super expensive at this point. And we'll get... Oh man, those are some uninteresting places I built this. Can I just demolish these two and just build them closer? Yeah, I'll do that. There we go. Let's build them a little bit closer so we don't waste so much space on this. Let's build it like this, like this, like this. And that means we can go from the blue connectors have to connect into the pipeline there, and that one, and then oops, and then connect. So now all of this is connected, and I also need to connect this one here, which means that now our hub, or not hub, this part is a small dome. It doesn't have any upkeep because no one is living there, but this is where it will get, oh hello whales, this is where the electricity will now, since it's connected to the same network, it will be put in here. So up here we have new build menus, completely separate build menus in here, and we're going to be building some housing. Interesting thing to note is that even though I have 4 people, it says it's in 3 families, so it's 2 singles and 1 double. So we built 3 houses, so they have a place to stay, and that will keep them happy here. No space in stock. That's because this one doesn't get built. I'm just working on adding a little bit too much. Maybe I'll just pass on one of these. And I think it's because, again, they are still focusing on the collection. But I do need to collect some because we're going to need a little bit of iron here and quite a lot of plastic. So let's grab this good plastic. So we think about it from a future perspective. When the world is collapsing and we move to the bottom of the sea, it is a good idea that you have consumed as much plastic as possible and throw all the plastic bags in the ocean, because we're going to need it for building the future civilization at the bottom of the sea. That is the only logical explanation and sort of conclusion I can come to based on this. We're going to be dragging this a little bit further over. It's a bit pricey, and we can then go in and get the next part. We can do property tax, which is going to be absolutely amazing. This gives us here's one of my pet peeves about this game, and I think that's very much justified. Look at this. Allow us to apply residential taxes that provide a weekly increase in +1 credit per house. So this means that our income is now based on weeks, 1 per week. Oh, we get money per week. Yet our production, if we look at this one, is producing 140 per year. Yet our consumption rates up here is listed as per month. That means all over the place we have things that are operating in weeks, things that are operating in month, and things that are operating in years. That meant that by the end of my test stream, I had 5 calculators open with calculations of how much does that correspond to in weeks, months, days, years. That's not great. Now, what will be great is not holding your breath. So let's throw in a quick oxygen build here. Let's see, where is our oxygen factory? There we go. We're going to be throwing one of these in here. Yes, please. We'll build it right next to it. So that is there. And that's going to be, we click it up here so it's higher priority, because we really don't want them to hold their breath for too long. So what do we have? We have no fuel and we have no oxygen. So let's start fixing the oxygen first by this one. We now also have our depot available here. And I think they can also transfer. This also counts as a depot. We got our property taxes. That means we can now go into the directive and we can apply the property tax here. That means our income has now increased by 900 per year, and it's already 1,000 from just having the subsurface base. So we almost doubled our income. So that is amazing. Let's continue down the line and work towards the subsurface base, because that gets us another 1,000 credits, and we really need that. Ooh, we get free drones. All right, we have started with 12 drones, and we are now working our way up, and we got 15 drones. Every time we build something here that will require more drones, then the next part comes in, and this is these upgrades. These are absolutely amazing. You can upgrade it so that it uses with optimization, so it uses less resources, 10% upkeep, and it's just a one-time thing. You just build it, and then it's happy, and you build it again, and then it's fully upgraded. Minus 20% upkeep, I like. But we can also do a production upkeep here, and then it uses plastic for that upkeep boost there. Now, if we do the expansion, we will then need 2 people, but then it will also double everything, double the production. So let's do that, and then you can see now we are up to 364 per year, and consuming 160 per year. So I would say that it's always a good idea to do these upgrades, and we want to focus on those upgrades as much as possible. This is our oil location, and it's now time. The only thing we're missing here is getting the fuel operational. So we're going to do that by getting an oil platform. Let's build an oil platform in here. We do have, like, our pipeline is coming up here, so that's something to keep in mind. This is unbuildable. We want to make sure that it has like 100% utilization, because it's entirely built within here. And then we can build another one here, and maybe another one here. Let's actually make sure that we can build. Yeah, we can. Okay, so let's get our pipeline like this. That's expensive, but it has to be done. There. So that is now also added to the pipeline, but we're not going to be pumping oil in. We are going to have to use the oil into some refinery process. And I think that there was something about, there is an upgrade somewhere here. Oil Imperium. Oops, I clicked it. It says oil refineries in proximity to oil platforms gain 10% production value. I mean, it's nice, but there's also sort of a synergy to not doing that. I kind of want to build things like up here, but I guess we can do this. Let's go down. Fuel refinery, good. And it needs to be connected. Fuel refinery from here into the line. Oops, and we got a little bit too far. There, go away. Alright, so now we have a oil platform. Oops. So the oil platform is building. Great. And you can see that now they actually start building quite rapidly, because we're not sending all of our drones out on stupid gathering missions like I'm doing now. There we go. We got some stupid gathering to do. I'm going to be removing this overlay because it is mildly confusing. I'd like to get like one more thing gathered. That one, that's plastic. So let's go out and get some more. Ooh, what's that? What does that mean? What is that? Freezing. They're freezing. It's 13 degrees. Shh. Oh, because there's no heating. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We'll just add some insulation here. It doesn't do much. It just reduces the fuel upkeep. But we need to produce fuel no matter what. So nothing happens until we produce the fuel over here, and then we can see what's going on. But we have oil at least, and now we got the oil emporium, and we can do the plastification combo. That says in proximity to drone factory. Okay, so that means we need to make drone factories as well. Sea hunter. Oh no, that's not it. It was this one. Oh, I wanted. Oh, never mind. Right, but we have oil. Oil is accruing. Now this is the production rate. So here it just says plus 120. There's no accumulation. It's not like oil is continuously pumped up and then stored somewhere. You can't put it into tanks. It's just that this is the production rate. And if you don't have enough production rate, then, well, they're freezing. And in here, as soon as we get this, they'll stop freezing, because they will then get their upgrades. Stuff that we want to expand. Well, this gathering place we can expand. Oh, that was not what I wanted. Yeah, okay. So we got this like as much as possible. It gets us a lot of different seafood. Great. Should be good. This one we can also just add as well. We have our power here. Power is good, 100 plus, 40% plus, 40 here, and 81. These guys should really stop the freezing now because they get all the heat. Of course they might. Yeah, there we go. They stop freezing. Great. Unless, unfortunately, I can't see where they are belonging. All right, after the plastification combo, we can then go back into here, get the subsurface base. This is upgrading our main base here, which will give us, it currently gives us 1,000 per year. It'll give us 2,000 per year. It'll also give us more upgrades so we can do more of these directives, which is definitely something we want, and that's why I'm focusing on this, because this will definitely always be the constraint for us to sort of move forward. Right, we don't have plastic production, so let's get plastic production, battery production, drone production, get that sorted as well, so we are on top of our just basic production needs. This is a plastic build, and we're going to be making 1 million plastic builds, so we might as well just kind of figure out where we want them. Let's build that here. Let's get, it does say like if it's in proximity to a drone factory, so maybe we should make a drone factory sort of over here, and then we can see that they are in proximity. There we go, and that's the closest. Yeah, so we make that one as well, and we now remember to hook them up to the pipeline, otherwise it is no go. There we go. Oh, well, HQ is sending us financial aid, 800 credits. I will happily take a bribe. If it's a bribe, I'll take it. If it's not, I'll still take it. Now we can see we have plenty of fuel, we have plenty of oxygen, we have plenty of everything. What we can do is we can do optimization. That means it costs less oil, but I mean, we have enough oil, so why? Why do we need that? The only reason we would do that is if we boost this one up and then we lower this one down, then we can actually have 2 oil refineries working on the same thing. That might be nice. If we look at other things for production, drones, it requires plastic and electricity, okay. And the plastic requires sponge and fuel, so you need fuel and sponges for that. So this is our gathering place. Is that gathering? Oh, the sponge collector. Oh, sponge collector definitely needs to be upgraded. That's like one of the key things we need. And we'll even expand it. We can always just press J to see if we have... I don't want to go below 6 drones, so let's wait a bit with upgrading this one until we actually have a drone production going, because drone production is super important. We got our subsurface base. Let's see if there's anything else that we want to get, or where's the next. This one is the next one, as well as the trade port that will give us money. So I'm gonna go focus on housing 2, which doesn't do anything. Yeah, it upgrades our houses to get from 4 to 5 per house. It's completely irrelevant right now. And then go up to a trade port so we can sell stuff we have too much of, and then into a drones, which means, as you can see here, enables drone network to assist in digital banking services. The result is a weekly increase of 0.5 credits per drone. That is not much, but hey, I have a lot of drones and I want more drones, so this just adds up a little bit of money here and there. But now we have the drone factory. We will now see that this will keep 60 plastic. Plastic is going to be such a massive issue. We have a little bit of fuel left, but we'd really like to get another plastic factory up and running. So let's just work on all of these upgrades here. They are super important to get those upgrades done. There. And optimization as well. Now we get to see that it requires, next optimization requires tools, which is very far away from us to get. Definitely not doing expansion. The expansion just doubles whatever we have. And as nice as that is, that would require us to have more drones. We do not have more drones. We are now producing 6 drones per year, so 1 every 2 months, and it here says when the next one is coming in. That is definitely not enough for us. We are greedy, so let's make another drone factory right next to it and just get that up and running. This will probably not be supportable, but based on my experience with the game, is that you really want a lot of drones. This is about sort of positive or negative feedback loops. If you get a lot of drones, yes, we will need more plastic and batteries and stuff like that, but we'll also have more workers to actually work on our buildings, and that is very, very efficient. So our credits are still holding, not really very well. We're going to be working on here, here, and here, just to increase our income. Now, for example, now if we look at this, we have 15 drones, and we get 0.5 credits per drone per week, so that would be 7.5 credits per. And now you see the problem with the calculation here. So we get 7.5 per week times 52 weeks per year divided by 12 months per year. That would give us 32 credits per month. Not a lot, but you know, it's still something. It's 300, it's 400 per year, and this amount of drones will absolutely just skyrocket as we progress. Now the next thing, these are the important things to keep in mind, just to make sure. Stuff like food is not going to be a problem until we get more people in. We will just at some point get more people to join our colony here. That's okay. We have basic goods. This is something we will need to produce at some point. Don't really care right now until they start complaining about it. Batteries is probably the most important thing to build at this point, because every drone consumes 1 battery per month. So we need to make sure that we have a battery production that matches our plastic. And where's the battery production? Did I forget? We forgot to research the battery production. All right. Oh, workers are en route to from HQ. That's excellent. Is that probably this one? Maybe. Right. So at this point, we can just very easily pour more money into this. What I'd really like to do is try to see if I can get to a point where I can actually have 2 refineries running on one of these. So if I upgrade the production boost, I can't produce it any further because that requires tools. We don't have that. So we now can have 64 available. This one is producing more. What if we go down? Then it's 72. So if I just make another one of these and then have that as with 1 optimization, then it actually is going to be possible for us to have 2 of those hooked up to the same. So let's go to another fuel refinery. Ooh, okay. Let's think. See, it has this synergy field here. So as long as it's inside the synergy field, I have to make sure that, for example, if I want to build... Oh, it can be squeezed in here. Okay, so fuel refinery. You can build it right there. Right next to it. There we go. And we get a... There we go. 3 additional people. That's great. We will need to get them some housing. That's close enough. Tab, get up here. And we now see how many that is. 6 families. Alright. Wait, they do not like each other. And only 1 family per house. So we will need to get 6 housing. 7, 8, 9, 10. Just a precaution. That means we will have plenty of space. So they here, this is pressurized, and yeah, well, they can walk around in here. They will get a lot more stuff in here. We don't have anything interesting to build yet. Oh, well, that's a clothes job. I don't want to build that yet. It's just not important for us that they are wearing clothes. They can be naked engineers working our underwater base. That is all good, and everyone is happy about that, I'm sure. Now, this one is only producing the fuel plus 33. That means that sometime soon... Oh, that was interesting. The plastic declined. Okay, so plastic is definitely something we want to get more of. Let's get more plastic built. Drone factory. Plastic factory. Yeah. Definitely more plastic. Let's do this one. And make sure that we get more plastic built. Oh, that's not aligned. How did we miss the alignment? Let's see. Try again. Plastic factory. There. We'll do that. And I will then do a pipeline from here and in. Oh no, I didn't have enough. Oh, I'm out of plastic. Oh no. Yeah, that's a thing. Optimization 3, optimization. This one is being optimized. Yeah. Okay. So we need to kind of just hold off a little bit until we can get some more plastic going. And this one is stayed waiting for plastic. This one is waiting. Oh, waiting for iron. That shouldn't be a problem. We can get the iron. The only question is then how much is this consuming? This is consuming 48, and we do not have 48 excess water or excess fuel available because this one is not made. But as soon as this is made, we will have it, and it's all good, and everyone will be happy. Oh, HQ is sending us plastic. That's amazing. We got some free plastic, and just as our next plastic factory is coming up, I think it's like adding some of the stuff if we run out just in the beginning, which is good. And we are also researching trade port. Now this is complaining because lack of fuel. That is not a problem. Well, it is a problem, but it's something we can deal with. This one, optimization. This one is consuming 48, and if I do that, then we're going to get down here, and as we can see, as soon as this one gets done, then it will start working. I can actually do a production boost on this one, but I don't think I need it. Let's see. Ah, it's so close. It's so close to being enough. Is there anything else that requires... No, this requires electricity. So electricity is still fine. So these are just working at 91%. This is fine. 91% is okay for us, and we're going to just keep upgrading this as much as we can. getting that one updated. It's awesome, and we are -10 in food. That's not really a big deal. It'll come when Eston comes in. When we get the trade port, we will also do that, and I think we'll have enough plastic by now. As you can also see, we are really burning through our credits, and there's a few different reasons. One of them is you can see each of these techs that we're working on is getting a little bit more expensive, and then we get up to drone contribution as well, which will give us a little bit more money. But again, if we go up here, then immigration incentive gets us more people, which gives us more property tax, which gives us more. Yeah, there's an engineer income tax down here that we can use. Energy budgeting, different things. It's really hard to get good money coming in here. So that is one of our key points. This one is still waiting for plastic to be delivered, which is exactly the problem we see here with that things have to be delivered with an idle drone. And how many idle drones do we have? We have 5 idle drones from here into there. And some idiot decided to issue a lot of build commands again. So let's undo whatever that idiot was doing, and then just try to get on with actually building stuff. I want to collect these, but every time I do, the whole base just stops, which is bugger. So that should get us this one, and as soon as we see someone being allocated waiting for a worker to build, then as soon as the worker comes in, then we should be good to go. Now it is still working on this stuff. You know, screw that. Just ignore this for now. Get that one going. Once you get that going, we can do that. In the meantime, let's get the drone contribution, and then we keep an eye on our money, our income here. That's well, it's basically 3,500. So that it is not basically, it is exactly, but there's a weird rounding issue here. So that is fine. What else? The fisherman's hut, yeah, it's fine. We can also, next to the fisherman's hut, because we just got more, we could do, oh, we don't have the sea hunter yet. We do have the underwater field, which is expensive, but we'll definitely do the sea hunter soon. We should probably also do another sponge collector, because we are kind of using a lot of sponge. So if we can build another spongerino down here, let's build that here. That should be fine. And because we do need a lot of sponge for the spot. For these, and so getting a few sponges here and there will be just fine. And we're finally building that, so that means I can now issue more commands up here, so they can continue working on gathering that until I come up with the next thing I want to build, and then despair about that. Now this one is saying, what does it say? Crude oil. So it's missing crude oil, but if I do this, then I am exactly where I need to be on crude oil, which is just brilliant, because crude oil isn't used for anything else. It's just used to fuel refineries. So if we have 2 fuel refineries, then we can invest in boost. If I invest, of course, in expansion, then we will definitely need more as well. We'll do that as well, and then get a little bit of surplus here. Oh, really? We can decrease that a lot as well. Huh. I don't think that's enough to warrant that being done, but we get the drone contribution. Remember our money situation, 3,500 per year. We'll see how much that increases. We're only at 16 drones, so even though we have 2 of these working, it's just not really getting us anywhere sort of useful. That's a lot of credit for getting a better optimization, and that one is also a lot of credit for, oh, these are unavailable, and there isn't even an extra one here to do the expansion, so it works twice as fast. Let's have a look. How much do we get? Nothing. Oh, that's lovely. Maybe it'll come in later, because we did get the drone contribution. Oh no. It actually is here, drone contribution. Sweet. Now we can see how much is that. 4,800. Yeah, okay. 480 per year. It's not much, but hey, we'll take it. We will definitely be. We never built. Oh no, we don't have the stuff that we need. We do need back here battery as super important. Yeah. We're not even building batteries, and we're running out of batteries. So let's get that battery build going. We've been sort of focusing on a lot of other things in favor of that. There we go. We got a battery factory available. Let's stamp that down. We're gonna need a few of those. Any good ideas where they should be built? What do they require? They require electricity and plastic. Okay. Let's make them up here on the back side of this. Because I kind of want just like a lot of plastic stuff here. Well, we can build it here. 3 different. And that will be a battery build, and I will and expand our pipeline. You can definitely minimize the amount of pipeline you use, and I have not done that. Credits are coming short. There. Hey, 3 drones. Nice. And we have no credits at all. And we're just barely not connected. And this is going to be one of the main issues we will see in this game, is that you will never have enough credits, no matter what you do. Just not enough credits. Luckily, when we get to 19, we can see these ones are complaining about lack of credits. Yeah, you need money to build drones. Ouch. This one, 4,000. Yeah. We will just get this connection done because we need batteries. We are desperate for batteries, to be perfectly honest. And after we get that, the next objective will be doing that trade port. So we can start trading some of the things that we feel we have too much of with some other things. And now we are at the situation again that our workers are probably allocated to this one instead of being allocated to something else. You can see they're coming in here. And let's just deconstruct this. And they are all 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish there was a way. I really wish there was a way to do this in a clever way, so I don't have to sort of do one or the other. But it is the most obvious thing in the world that if you have different commands, then you want to prioritize a build command over a resource gathering command. The most obvious thing. If you have the resources, build it first. If you don't have the resources, start requesting it until you get it. And this priority thing is makes no difference at all. Because the issue is that we don't get the plastic in, we don't get the iron in, we don't get those in because that's done by the same drones that are supposed to be flying in and out here. Right, we do want to upgrade here. We have tons of fuel available, so if I upgrade this, we are still having plenty of fuel. If I upgrade this one, we still have plenty of fuel, and that gives us a massive boost in production of plastic. 540 is excellent. That will give us... And then this is where we then have to figure out what 540 is per month. I have no clue. I'm sure that someone can calculate that, but it also really doesn't matter. We'll do this one. So now this is the battery facility here. It's hooked up whenever we get it. And we just have to wait for them to finish up the resource gathering from this location. I think it's just adding it to the end of the queue. And that should mean that someone... maybe is coming over here. You're bringing in the last bits. Maybe that's some iron being brought in. Yeah, it has 10 iron being brought into this location, and then we need to bring in the 40 plastic that we also obviously have from somewhere. Let's have a look at the trade port, because that is a super important building for us to get. That's the trade port. It costs 140 credits, so we need to wait until we get 140 credits until we can build the trade port, which will help us just convert resources into money. And it's now time we can build our trade port. This is kind of a, let's say, an irrelevant building, you could say. It doesn't interact with anything. It doesn't have any power inlets or outlets, so we just build it out here. And that's, again, going to take a little bit of time for us to get the plastic and the stone inbound. Once it's done, we will have a look at what it does. In the meantime, we got a battery production. We are producing 180 per year. That is obviously not enough. That is not even close to enough. So we are going to absolutely just bump up all of the production statistics here. We might even need to build a second one, but again, credits is the bane of our situation as it is right now. Right, so our trade port is almost done, and it's at this point that the game really slows down, because we just don't have the credits to continue our tech, and together with doing all the other things that we want. So that is that's a bit rough. We do need to get all this other stuff here, like a sea hunter lodge. We'd like to get that one researched, but then you can see we're down to 67 resources here. We can now use this one to do some trading. We can trade up to 20 to 200. We can also do an upgrade here if we just had some tools, but we don't. So no upgrades for us. We can trade 200, and then we can just figure out what we think would be something we can trade 200 of that we would not miss. Stone is something we can't really get, so let's not do that. Sea snails, small things, I don't know. That's not really gonna do much for us. We don't have any sharks yet, that kind of thing. So, because we're working on sea hunter lodge, we can throw some plastic at it. That's kind of risky because plastic is something we always want more of. But at this point, honestly, I am just absolutely desperate for money, so we can we can continue our research. And also I feel that we have enough production of plastic as it is right now. These are fully upgraded. I'd like to get another one, but then we run out of fuel. And then if we want more fuel, then we can't get these ones to be more effective. Well, we can get that one to be a little more effective and that one to be a little more effective. But it's going to need another oil platform, which isn't really a big deal. And then we can just schedule this one up. So let's make another oil rig here. And I'm pretty sure we placed it so that it would be possible to build one at this point. Hook it up and into the line. There we go. Everyone's happy. Let's also build another down here. Not because we need it, but just so that we can sort of expand out in different directions. I'm also feeling with the need for another sponge builder that we can build that up here. That's a good location. Let's build it at this location. So get some sponges going there. We do not have issued any build commands for these because we want to make sure that we can actually build stuff here. Our research got completed. That was the Sea Hunter Lodge. So let's make the Sea Hunter Trident. That means the Sea Hunter Lodge in proximity to a fisherman's hub gets us more. And this one is increase the production of raw seafood. Sweet. We'll get the Sea Hunter combination, but we've already prepared it. This is under the food. We get the Sea Hunter Lodge, and I'll just make it smack dab in the middle of this and face it upwards there. So as long as they're next to each other, they will get the bonus. We will later on build some other ones when we need it. But Sea Hunter Lodge will be out chasing sharks, and that will be that'll be useful for us at this intersection. We now have another one of these, and let's have a look. We only have 4 drones, so we really need more drones. So maybe making another drone factory is what we want. So again, credits are running a little bit low. If we can get more credits, this progress bar is the time it takes for us to wait for the trade ship. So you can trade, and you can wait, and then you can trade again. And we'll be burning through a lot of our resources. That's also why we're going to be building stuff like another sponge collector, another of these, because we will be we'll be needing that as we move forward. We might even regret the fact that we used plastic, but I also want to make sure that we can actually just progress with the science. And yet another drone factory. Getting more drones up here is, well, very important, I think. We'll just smash it next to it. And we can do one more of these, and they take quite a bit of plastic. So once this one is done, we're going to give it a production boost, and we can't go give it a second production boost. That means now we have a massive excess of crude oil. That means we can do the expansion here and the expansion there, which will again double our fuel production, which will be amazing, which is what we needed in order to make more plastic factories. Which is again stuff we need, but you know, right now it's waiting for additional drones. We're down to 3 idle drones, which is not good. Well, it's less than not good. It's just unsustainable, I think is the correct word. We got our research completed, but we don't have enough money to get another round of research. Plastic is running out, money is running out. That's kind of a good thing, because that means we are using everything we can to speed up and progress the base. Alright, so it's time for us to trade again. And what can we trade at this point? Well, stone? Nope. Snails? Yeah, I don't know. We can sell some of our food. I don't think we are in dire need of food, so I mean, yeah. We'll sell 100 of this. And 100 of this. There we go. That always when you click the trade, make sure you trade the full amount, because it starts the timer no matter what you do. In the meantime, we can see our... Oh! Sea Hunter Lodge actually needs to be connected to the pipeline. That's not great, because that's kind of expensive. Let's see. I will be dragging that from here. Oh, I will not drag it here. Low number of idle drones, I am aware. And that one. How expensive? There. What? Ow. Is it going through illegal terrain or something? Doesn't matter. It works now. Good. So this is updated. This is our Sea Hunter Lodge. We can do that one and that one and that one and that one. That means we are going to be selling a lot of sharks from now on. Don't want to update the other one because we only have to 3. We have 3 of these producing, 6 per. So it's 1.5 per year, and we're up to 24. That's not impressive in any regards. And we even spent all of our credits that we just bought just to do some random upgrades here and there. A bit of a shame though, but that is kind of how it is. And as you can pretty much see at this point is that we are really constrained about our credits, because the only way to get credits is trading here and then getting it from the income tax from the people. And the people, we're not really getting a lot of more people. That's kind of random when that happens. Credits per drone. Well, we are making as many drones as we can, but also remember that drones are actually keep having quite a bit of upkeep here, so we do need to make sure that we make it valuable for us to keep increasing here. Also, with 24, we have batteries. We have enough batteries. We're producing 36 over here, and that is good enough for now. Good enough for now, for sure. But that is our colony as it stands right now. We do have a lot of things that we want to get into from here on, like some of the basic production goods. We want to do farming, for example, set up expeditions, of course unlocking much more tech. All those things are things that we will do in the following episodes. But will there be following episodes? That depends very much on you. So if you are finding this interesting and would like to see a continuation of this here on YouTube, then be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a comment below, all that good stuff with good advice, bad advice, questions, comments, things that I missed, things you'd like me to go more into detail with. All that stuff is something that lets me sort of decide and to judge whether is it worth it for me to continue a series. So I want to continue it, but otherwise, we'll do something else. I only have a certain amount of time for creating content, and it's always it's not because I'm kind of holding you hostage on your like buttons, but it's more about, should I produce this or should I produce something else? So that is the choice. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know that drill. I will see you next time. Until then, take care, and as always, stay effective.